The sights and sounds of the 2003 College World Series in Omaha. This is the championship game. The winner takes home the 2003 National Crown. Joined again by our pitching analyst, Kyle Peterson. So why, Kyle, the early hook for head coach Mark Marcus at Stanford? Mark Romancic is out. Matt Manship is in.
Well, I think it was something they had to do. I mean, he walked 6 over the first inning and change, and you have to make a move. Now you're going to a freshman, or you're going to your freshman closer, who also has 2 starts in the season. So he has the ability to throw a lot of innings, plus he's been in some big situations. Stanford's not out of this ballgame yet. Matt Manship has been in the fire this year. We'll see if he can do it today.
Closer mentality. Difficult for Manship to come in so early in a game?
Well, he has a start already in this College World Series. He had a conference start this year against USC, so he knows how to go a significant amount of innings in a ballgame. I don't think they're worried about his length.
All right, thanks, guys. And Harold Reynolds, you change strategy now? Do you go to the sacrifice with a new pitcher?
Absolutely. I think it totally changes the game. There was no need to give Romancic an out. You make him work for it. But Matt Manship, I would go ahead and move that runner on.
Stansberry, a very good bunter. Got it down. Ash bobbled the ball, couldn't make a play. Nice bunt by Stansberry, and he can run.
And I don't know if he would have had a play anyway.
I don't either.
But he came up and used his hand. Now you're going to see a lot of third basemen's bare hand. Remember, he was a second baseman, so they've moved him to third because of his offense, not for defense. And now it becomes a different play for him. And a lot of times as a second baseman, you're taught when that ball is rolling, you want to field it with a glove.
Yeah,
as a third baseman, you want to bare hand that.
Didn't like that play there. Once he fielded it with a glove, he had no chance.
No chance. So
a bunt single after a walk. And Sinisi back up with 2 aboard and nobody out this time in the second. He walked and scored in the first. Rice trying to get another big inning going, and Manship misses with a fastball inside.
And there's no way this young man's bunting. I mean, Wayne Graham loves this guy and really thinks he may be the best hitter in college baseball. I don't care what kind of struggle he's in. He's still going to let him have an opportunity to take a swing.
Popped into left. Putnam will come on, and the runners will be unable to advance. 1 gone as Sinisi flies to left. Manship, already one of the best closers in college baseball, had 9 saves this year. Pitched 59 1/3 innings in 24 games. 9 saves, 2 wins, 4 losses. Not an overpowering kind of guy. 49 strikeouts in 59 1/3 innings.
And he's got good stuff like you're talking about. Fastball that you just got a chance to see the slider right there, but his fastball will be 89 to 92. And he can throw it in all different spots. So
Enrique Cruz, and that one nice block by Garco. Wow. That was 3 feet outside, just got the catcher's mitt on it.
Just you look at his bouncing balls, hasn't been able to locate that breaking ball, and you say to yourself, is it because he's a freshman?
A lot of pressure. 2-0 to Cruz. High for ball 3. Rice with multiple scoring opportunities in the first 2 innings, but the only way they have scored on walks, forcing in runs. A big base hit, they could already have an enormous lead in this game.
And I would take talent over experience any day. Just that's the way it comes out, and that's what Mark Marcus is doing here. He's taking the guys that he feels like are the most talented pitchers that he has available to him, and he's going to use them.
Oh, Enrique Cruz is on board. They are loaded again. Love him or hate him, you gotta watch him. The opinionated Jim Rome is back on ESPN. He tells it like it is. He isn't afraid of anybody, and he doesn't back down. Rome is Burning, presented by Original Coors, Tuesday at 7 Eastern. For more, log on to ESPN.com. And the Stanford pitching coaches and the head coach must be burning about now, because their pitching staff is just giving this game away.
Well, Mike, I think it's interesting. It's right-handed hitters now. Let's go back a little bit. The Cal State Fullerton game, when he hit Justin Turner in the head when he was bunting, he was not, after that, able to locate his fastball to right-handed hitters. And again, that was his first right-hander he faced. He walked him with every pitch away. Hit 5 batters last Thursday against Cal State Fullerton.
Yanish indicated a bunt last time up. It was not a squeeze, not a suicide squeeze.
He has not pitched the ball inside to a right-handed batter since he hit Justin Turner in the head.
You made that point on the first batter after that incident, and you're absolutely right. Way outside to Yanish, 2-1. He again squared around as if to bunt. That's got to put a lot of pressure on Stanford right now, that play.
Well, I think more than anything, Manship has got to get over that mental approach. It's like if you get hit, you want to get back in the batter's box. Well, you hit somebody, you got to get back out there and pitch.
Back up the middle, Swope, force at second base. That's all they'll get, and another run scores.
Nice play by Swope, going a long ways to his left to pick that ball up. It was a nice little good look at where the shortstop was at. That's a fastball away. Again, hits it back up the middle. The run's going to score. Now here's a good look at what our umpire is wearing at second base. A hat cam from Randy Burns. This is his look. I love that look because you get a chance to really get inside the game and see what that umpire is looking at.
And we are very grateful to the umpires for agreeing to wear those.
Oh, yeah, you got to have a lot of confidence to wear that thing.
Well, they've already proven a couple of times from up here. It looked like they had missed calls. We go back and look at them, and they've been right.
Yeah.
Austin Davis, runners at first and third now, 2 gone. And 4-0 Owls in the second. Just low with a fastball to Austin Davis. He popped up with the bases loaded in the first inning. 2 outs now with Matt Manship on in relief of Mark Romanczyk. Rice still has only 2 hits in this game with 4 runs, and one of those was a bunt single. 2-1.
Really struggling out there.
Christmas has come early for the Rice Owls. They got to start unwrapping some gifts if they want to blow this thing open. And Romanczyk just beside himself in the Stanford dugout.
And before this night is done, I think they're going to need all the runs that they're going to need because Stanford's going to hit.
Big swing and a miss by Austin Davis. You're right. I don't think 4 is enough.
You're not going to shut down that offense. And that man knows it. He's thinking if we can just stop the bleeding right now, we've got a chance.
And Austin Davis hopes to get an artery right here. Inside, runner goes. Check it, called strike 3. Caught the inside corner. So Davis strikes out. And the inning is over with 1 run home.
Ran back across the plate, and Al Davis with the strong punch out.
Garco came up to make the throw, didn't have to. Rice adds a run. The Owls are up 4-0. We're in Omaha, Nebraska at the College World Series, and it's 4-0 Rice. Alex Flanagan has been listening around the Stanford dugout. What'd you hear, Alex?
Well, Mike, one of the things you notice in the Stanford dugout is that Coach Mark Marquis often holds team huddles. He does it before the game, after the game, and often throughout the game. One thing that he continually is telling his team is that stop trying so hard. I can't tell you guys how much he has emphasized to them, play this like it is any other game. He told them, play it like it's an inter-squad game. Do not try and do anything different. Do not try and get in that mentality of it's a different thing that you have to do out here. He continues to tell them, use your nerves. Don't try and hide them. Use them, Mike.
And Alex, that's where coaching comes in. Guys who can feel the pulse of their team and find a way to channel it the right way. Those are the ones that are successful, and certainly in 27 years, Mark Marquis has done exactly that with 2 national championships, 2 runner-ups.
Tremendous advice.
Carter to lead it off in the Stanford second. He doesn't get cheated.
No, he doesn't, but I'm watching what Umber's been doing. The first pitch has been breaking ball almost every time to Stanford hitters. And right there, he took something off a fastball and a fastball count. They haven't sat on a good fastball and got it throughout the first 2 innings. Breaking ball.
Because most college pitchers like to start with a fastball to get ahead in the count. And these Stanford hitters are sitting on dead red and just ripping it for the past 10 days.
You're right. And if you got a guy who can throw that first pitch off speed, huge advantage.
And he's gotten it in. 12 of his 17 pitches so far have been in for strikes. Misses there. He has retired the first 6. 18 pitches. Stanford, 2 guys, 66 pitches through 2 innings. This one's hit to right center field. And an easy play out there for Dave Bubella, who cuts in front of Austin Davis. Rice came in with arguably the best pitching staff in the country before the College World Series. Or check it, before tonight's game. Neiman went 16 innings and showed you his stuff. 2.25 ERA. Townsend roughed up a couple of times, and Umber had an awful outing in his first start. But he sure looks sharp tonight.
Well, they're special, and they're all sophomores, so they're going to be back another season.
That one is up and in to Brian Hall.
I think Hall might have been going up there looking for that first pitch breaking ball. And all of a sudden, he dusted him back.
Perfect time to come back with a hook, and he does. You don't dig in real well after the first one like that.
He's executing a great game plan, and when you're able to throw strikes within that plan, you have an effective evening.
Misses outside with a fastball. Stanford hitting here in the third. They've been let down by their pitching so far. This one a little dump shot into right, and it will drop and get by Bubella. Brian Hall is on his way to second, and he'll make it. First hit of the ball game for the Cardinal.
And it takes away that double play situation. Hall staying aggressive and going ahead and going to second base. It's a gutsy chance by Bubella out there because your team is cruising, and you got to have a little bit of a feel for how it's going. Go ahead, let that ball fall, keep it in front of you, and keep that double play in order as often as you can.
If you keep it in front of you, Hall has no chance to go to second. Doesn't even think about it. Now Tobin Swope, who broke out of a batting slump yesterday, had a pair of doubles. Still only hitting 160 out here. But a 2-hit game will get you going. And Hall's base hit ruled a double.
That's generous.
Instead of a single and an error.
Yeah.
He'll like that, and so will Bubella.
Yeah.
Bubella will love it. Fastball on the corner for a called strike, 1-1.
Tobin Swope has been at Stanford for 4 years now, and he's sat for 3 seasons backing up everybody else, and this has been his year to get an opportunity to play. Quite a credit to this young man, not transferring, staying there, and always being upbeat, never down. He's never a guy that would walk around and bring everybody down, woe is me type stuff.
And there always have to be a couple of guys like that on your program. Have to be. Now he's gotten his opportunity, and look where he is in the final game of the College World Series. Chance to get a ring for a national championship, and he hits this one to center field. Going back is Davis, and corrals it. Well hit, but not deep enough. And 2 outs in the inning. And Sam Fuld for the Stanford Cardinal. Yesterday led off the ball game with a home run. It was his 23rd College World Series hit, tying the all-time record set by Keith Moreland. His first time up, he ripped it, but right at the first baseman, Vincent Sinisi. Broke his second place tie with the former Cardinal, John Gall.
Yeah, he and Gall were both raking that one College World Series they played together when Gall was in his final year at Stanford.
Runner at second, 2 gone in the Stanford third. The Cardinal down to Rice 4-0. Beautiful breaking pitch, which is a pitch that Umber has struggled with at times this year, but when he gets that one over, he's tough.
When you're going up there and you're behind 0-1, 0-2, it becomes a very difficult proposition. You're not able to sit on anything.
On the ground to Sinisi. He'll take it himself. The inning is over. Stanford gets its first hit, but strands a runner at second base. We go to the bottom of the third. 4-0 Rice.
We watched the film over and over again of him doing his little dance, and we also watched when he went out and chewed out the umpire a little bit. We watched that over and over. When we saw that on SportsCenter, it was hilarious. We all, fell on the ground, dying, laughing.
A more energetic 67-year-old man you are unlikely to meet. Near the pinnacle of his coaching career. Dave Ryan has more. David?
We're in the deep left-hand bleachers right now here at Rosenblatt Stadium, Mike, and you're looking at some of the members of the Dad's Worry Wall, the Rice rooting section. This went by Bill Davis, Austin Davis's dad, Jack Townsend, Wade Townsend's father, among others. This all started at Reckling Park, the home yard for the Rice Owls. The dad started that Dad Worry Wall. They wanted to be away from the moms and their wives because everyone was making everyone else a little bit too nervous to be sitting together. They need to be separate from the wives. It's good luck, and they're not going to change it here in Omaha, Mike.
I don't know how they get away with that, quite honestly. There's strength in numbers.
It's great. That's funny.
Blackington had a walk in the first inning in a bases loaded situation and drove in a run. Officially 1 for 4 in the College World Series. Now he faces Manship. They have had a tremendous response from the Houston area to Rice's success out here. And they think there may be more people who have traveled from Houston to see Rice play in the College World Series than have ever traveled from Houston to see Rice play in anything anywhere. And the Owls going for their first national championship of any kind in a major sport or any sport. And it's a 16-hour drive from Houston. You're going to pack up the family and chuck it up to Omaha.
Yeah, that's a good little trip.
3-2, hit toward third. Johnny Ash. High throw, but a sweep tag, and he held on. Nice play by Brian Hall.
Almost looked like the play that ended the game the other night.
It did.
The action that he had on that ball. Jumping sweep tag. Remember, I told you earlier, Johnny Ash has been a second baseman most of the year. This ball was launched from the beginning, but the first baseman, Brian Hall, recognition and staying with it and understanding he already blocked the base off. You're gonna have to take me out again if you want to get to that bag.
Dane Bubella stands in with 1 out and nobody on. And some people who've never played baseball think second, third, what's the difference? It's a huge difference. This one's hit right to the second baseman Lowry, and even playing in short right field, he's able to throw him out. I mean, the angles are different. The way the ball comes off the bat, the throws are entirely different.
Well, particularly the throw, because now you got a long throw, and if you looked at Johnny Ash's motion, he dropped down on that throw. But this is amazing here. Lowry, how deep he plays. He's 4 feet in the right field. Now he's got a shortstop's arm, and that's what you have to play that deep. Shows the arm strength.
Deep to Ash, fair down the line.
Johnny Ash showing a good arm right there, getting rid of that ball. I was thinking about Wayne Graham and that shot we had of him earlier. you know, so often, whether it's a Final Four in basketball or whatever it might be, everybody ends up getting a favorite team that they follow. He got kicked out of that game yesterday, and all of a sudden, this place went bananas because they threw the 67-year-old man out.
He got a standing ovation, didn't he?
And today, during team introductions, he got the loudest roar. Bigger roar than you, Mike Patrick.
Well, that wasn't hard. Ruckty stands in. 1 and 2. Wayne Graham has won 5 national titles. They were in junior college baseball in Texas. He's a Houston native. Longtime minor leaguer. Had a couple of cups of coffee in the major leagues. He's a very good minor league hitter. This one driven to right, and back is Carlos Quentin for the 3rd out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 job for Matt Manship in the 3rd. We've completed 3, 4-0 Rice. HDTV, not only the wave of the future, it's the wave of now. And tonight's CWS Championship Series deciding game is on ESPN HD. The new high-definition service now available nationwide. Call 1-800-DIRECTV or your cable operator to get ESPN HD. And the pictures are just spectacular.
Incredible.
4-0 Rice as we go to the 4th. And the story right now has been Umber's exceptional pitching and Stanford's lack of it early. In his other start, Umber walked 5 batters, hit 3 more. Tonight, walked no one, has hit no one. And given up just a single hit through 3 innings, worked in no runs. Ash to lead it off in the 4th. Ash now hitting .318, grounded out his first time up.
Well, Mike, you talked about Umber, and we talked about Ryan Garko, but this young man right here, Justin Rutke, he calls his own game, which is very rare for the college baseball game. Most coaches, almost 90%, I will say, call all the games. He calls the pitches himself.
Especially with the young pitching staff, it's even more impressive.
It really is, and that's the way I think the game should be played anyway. The lessons that you're going to learn, the mistakes, that's how you're going to grow. And Wayne Graham gets to a point after the beginning of the year, and he turns them loose, says the game's back in your hands.
In the air to right center. Davis settles under. 1 gone here in the Stanford 4th, and Umber has been very, very tough. He has surrendered only 1 base hit to Brian Hall in the last inning, and that didn't hurt him.
And that was a split finger fastball right there. What he does a lot of times when he wants to take that speed off his fastball, he'll throw the split. He's got that kind of control with it.
He was on the USA team last summer. Quentin stands in, and beautiful breaking pitch swing and miss.
When you can shut down Sam Fold and Johnny Ash, it makes it a lot easier to pitch to Carlos Quentin.
Bases loaded, he can only get you 1.
That's right.
Or bases empty, I should say.
I knew what you meant. They did too.
Well, let's hope so. Quentin attempting to hit 400 on the year, popped up his first time at the plate.
I think they got to go. You got to throw a strike here on 2-1 and fastball away or whatever if you want to make sure you're throwing a strike. But I think you got to challenge him. You can't try to pitch around him here.
Throws him a fastball that missed way high. 3-1. Quentin's probably the best athlete on this team. And that was the first time Umber has gone to a 3-ball count in this ball game. We're in the 4th. Took something off of a fastball, got it in there.
Showed him a good fastball 2-1 at 92 miles an hour, and then he came back and took something off and went on 3-1.
Full count to Carlos Quentin, and a breaking pitch is high. first walk issued by Umber.
I think that's a bad pitch. Unless you're going to throw a strike. You got to throw a strike right there. You got one out already. You've got a 4-run lead. The last thing you want to do is now go to the middle of that order and allow somebody to hit a multiple homer on you. Go ahead and challenge him. If he hits a solo shot, oh well, we'll take our chance on the next guy.
And Garco can lose it. 18 home runs, 92 driven in this year, which ties a club record. One out in the fourth, a runner aboard for the Stanford Cardinal, down 4-0.
Starting to think a little bit now.
Breaking pitch in the air to shallow right. Cruz goes back. 2 gone. And the dangerous Garco is retired on a pop-up. 2 out in the fourth, and Umber only 41 pitches tonight through 3 2/3. Through the exact same span in his first start, he threw 95 pitches. So obviously his control is dramatically better tonight.
And this conversation at the mound right now is because Danny Putnam is at the plate, and you got Jed Lowry, who's not really a big power threat, hitting behind him, and they're saying let's be careful right here and not let him beat you with the long ball, because Danny Putnam can definitely do that.
16 home runs this year, 2 out here in Omaha. Grounded out his first time up. Chop toward the first baseman. Sinisi will take it himself. Rice 4-0 going to the bottom of the fourth, and the Owls pitching has come to the front tonight. We've shown you the all-access pieces, the great ones, all week. Now's the chance to look at the Rice Owls.
I was struggling, and you know, I saw a buddy of mine that we were playing with. He was like, "Hey, man, put a card in your hat. You know, what are you gonna lose? You know, see if some of that mojo can rub off on you." Tony Fernandez was the first one that came up, and as you can tell, this guy's been worn out. I had to get him laminated, put him all together. He was pretty hot for a long time. And then Julio came along, and he was absolutely great for me too. He played well, and you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, I was thinking, well, as soon as we get to Omaha, I'm gonna start getting some Harold rental cards, you know, because he's good mojo for Omaha. He's ready to hit. He's got his helmet on. He's ready to hit, so that's the most important thing. And if he doesn't have any mojo, hey, we're gonna have to rotate. And this one's just real pretty. You know, this is the real Harold, so Harold's in there. He's starting for me. He's playing. And you gotta love the curls right there. Please give me and the Rice Owls some mojo, because as you can tell, we've only won 1 game up here, and hopefully we can win a lot more this year. It'd be great. Harold, help us out, please.
Well, I wish I had that kind of power.
Well, guys, here's a Jose Cruz baseball card, and here's Jose Cruz Sr. himself. How do you feel about your son Enrique starting the year with your baseball card in his hat for good luck, and then going to our Harold Reynolds before he comes to Omaha?
Well, I tell you the truth. What happened was I don't supposed to be here, and then I show up. I give my wife give him my card so he can get some power. You know, he believe in that. And then when I come over here, he really was surprised, because I don't tell nobody I was going to be here.
Oh, Jose,
so, I'm proud, you know, to be here, and you know, it's one of a lifetime.
Jose, at first we thought you'd just be here for a couple days, but the Astros gave you some more time. Is that what happened?
That's right. You know what? I was prepared to leave today, but they called me last night and they told me that I'm supposed, you know, to stay one more time.
How exciting has it been for you to watch your son Enrique play, and now we're just a few innings away from a national championship? Can you describe the emotions of watching your son play so close to a national title here tonight?
Well, it's exciting. You know, I mean, I'm glad that he's doing pretty good, and I come out and bringing good luck, and he's looking better than before. So I'm glad that I come out and bring good luck to Rice.
Going back to the Astros as a hitting coach pretty soon, guys.
All right, thanks, fellas. And that was Colcourse with a base hit up the middle, lead off the fourth. And Harold, he certainly put it all in perspective, didn't he?
Didn't he, though?
He wanted to change from your card to his so his son could get just a little more power out here. I mean, no singles are fine, but let's get some power.
Oh, my goodness. Took my card. Jose said he needed his back in there for power. Hey, he could hit, man.
Yes, he could.
And I guarantee you that little dinner conversations they've had the last couple of days have helped snap Enrique out of his little skid, too, because he's swinging the bat a lot better.
Stansbury with 2 singles, one of them a bunt. He tries to bunt it again. One of the speediest players on this ball club is Stansbury. And right now everything is going the way of the Rice Owls. They have taken advantage of Stanford's pitching problems, the control problems. They haven't been able to break this game open, and that might cost them. But right now, everything looks pretty good.
It's hard to say. I totally agree with you. It's a 4-0 game. You're thinking break it open, and this game, college game, this may be another base hit on a bunt again.
Ash got him. Good play by Johnny Ash coming in from third.
Another tremendous bunt. The college game is interesting because there's so many facets to it now. See the goatee or the mustache. I like the goatee.
I think it suits you.
Yeah,
it suits you.
It's
the mustache on you.
My mom liked it. You know,
okay. Well, that makes a difference.
I know she's watching at home.
Now the mustache on the card looks like you may have been so young that you had to, maybe paint in portions of it.
That's a great story. I have to share in a minute here, because I'm telling you.
You mean I got it?
Oh, you're close. Let's watch Vincent Sinisi swing here for a
Sinisi with a runner at second and 1 out.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I'm barely playing at the beginning of the year, my rookie season. And I go in to pinch run in Kansas City. And Barry Bonnell was on our team, power hitting right-hander. And after the game, one of his cousins and nieces were at the game. They said, how come the bat boy got to run in the game? I want to do that. And I said, I'm growing a mustache from now on. And that's how it started with the facial hair, because I looked like such a little kid.
It looked like it took about a month, and then you had to get the magic marker to finish it out.
I'm still filling it in.
That is a great story. How come the bat boy had a chance to run? Who's number one, you bet?
Well, thank you.
1-1 to Sinisi. To left field, base hit. Putnam up with it quickly, and they'll hold the runner at third. Hit too hard to give Colkhorst much of a chance, and Putnam gets to the ball quickly and has a really good arm.
And that was a pretty swing, and the way he was able to pull his hands through that swing. Watch this swing here. Watch him stay inside that baseball and just drive that baby the other way. That's why he's such a great hitter. Keep that ball inside like that. Here's Colkhorst limping and scuffling a little bit, but that ball's hit too hard for anybody to score.
Says it really hurts him when he tries to stop. Running is all right. It's stopping that'll kill you. First and third, we'll have another Stanford meeting as Mark Marquis comes out to talk to Matt Manship as they start stirring in the Stanford bullpen again.
Well, he takes advantage of the game in being so smart. And one, he has a team meeting to talk about how we're going to defend right here. Let's make sure we can try to get a double play ball. And the second thing is he stalls to let that pitcher have time to get loose. So he disguises it with a team meeting, and the umpire stays behind the plate and says, oh, they're just having a meeting, but he's trying to get those pitchers warmed up. And now Al Harris is going to step out there, and Al Davis, I've been calling him Al Harris all week. Al Davis is going to come out and say, hey, that's enough, time to go.
Pair of right-handers in that Stanford bullpen. Wednesday, ESPN and ESPN2 have 3 major league games for us. At 1 Eastern on ESPN2's day game, the Pirates take on the Expos. And at 7 Eastern on ESPN, a National League Central battle. Cincinnati to St. Louis. The Reds-Cardinals game also available on ESPN HD, the big picture in sports. On ESPN2 at 7, the Phillies and Atlanta in the National League East. And the Phillies are starting to get hot.
And speaking of hot, so is this young man right here. He's starting to get hot. He was so locked in that first at bat when he walked. So let's see what he's able to do.
Same way with the second. And this one is bounced past Garko. Play at the plate. He is out. And Colkhorst is really upset. He thought he beat it.
Well, he's upset because any time that you're at third base and the hitter now has a 2-0 count, you better make it. And it can't be bang bang, but it came back hard off the wall. Watch Garko, he misses the pitch. the presence of mind. It hits the cement down low. And he might have snuck himself in there. That might be why he was so upset. I think he might have got in underneath that right there. Mike, what are you thinking?
I thought he made it.
Wow. I didn't think it was that close. It's amazing what slow replay can do.
It is. So a runner at second now with 2 out, and the carom off the backstop. And the nice play by Garko, and then turn around and made a perfect throw to Manship covering.
Well, that's why you got to know the field. You know, there's concrete underneath, and it comes back hard, and here's the slide at home. And the one thing that I think is his leg looked like it was going to be on the plate, but it looked like it might have been over the plate in the air.
That's real close. That's real close. But Manship missed by a mile on that one. Garko really never had a chance. He had stopped a couple like that earlier in the ballgame. So the score holds at 4-0, but Enrique Cruz draws his 3rd walk in 3 at-bats.
If I was a right-handed batter, all I'm doing is looking for a ball in the outside half. Because Matt Manship, and nothing against him, but since he has hit Justin Turner from Cal State Fullerton in the head on a bunt earlier in the week, cannot throw a ball on the inside half to a right-hander.
Fastball low and away. Certainly not a fastball. Hasn't come inside at all. Giannis is 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. Fastball is high. 2-0 to Giannis. 1st and 2nd. 2 gone here in the home 4th. Rice already leading 4-0. There's one inside.
And almost hit him. And he's taking a breather. That's something he's going to have to work through all summer long and get back into that good confidence and that good flow.
8 walks issued already by the Stanford pitching staff. And it's 3-0 to Giannis with the dangerous Austin Davis on deck. Strike called. Manship trying to work out of another jam here. Stanford can ill afford to give up more runs. Hit to third, and Ash with the easy force right by the bag. They get out of another trouble spot, and we'll go to the top of the 5th with Stanford coming to bat, trailing Rice 4-0 from the CWS Championship Series in Omaha. Stay with us. Welcome back to the CWS Championship Series from Omaha, Nebraska. Rice leading Stanford 4-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. I want to take the opportunity to say hello to Ryan Paris, who was in a car accident last week and not able to make the trip to Omaha with his brother and 3 of his friends. He is recovering. They say he's going to be fine. We know he's watching tonight, and your brother and your buddies say hello and wish you were here. And we wish you a speedy recovery. Jed Lowry stands in and takes a fastball outside. Lowry flew to left his first time up. And Stanford needs to start getting something done against Philip Humber, who's given up 1 hit through 4. And as good as the Stanford bats are, Harold, and as hot as we have seen them all week, go back to the old cliche. Great pitching shuts down great hitting.
Boy, it really does. And he's executed his game plan. I mean, position-wise, he's been easy to play behind. Every ball hit hard. Somebody's standing there.
This one is hit to Sinisi at first. That's his 3rd unassisted play. One gone here in the 5th on a bouncer down to first. Let's check in with Alex Flanagan. Alex.
Well, Mike, there are 4 seniors on this year's Stanford Media Guide. If you want to take a look at it, Tobin Swope, Ryan Garco, Tim Cunningham, and Ryan McCauley. They're all featured on the media guide this year. Now, they are the second group of seniors who have been to the College World Series 4 years in a row. The last group did not come home with a championship. They do not want to be the second group who doesn't come home with a championship. Ryan Garco trying desperately to not allow that to happen. Now, he is very aware that this is his last game as a Cardinal, and he said that he would take some time today as he got dressed, as he got ready for this game, and reflect on that, something that all of those seniors are doing, Mike and Harold.
It's got to be a special time for them, Alex. And he mentioned a couple of days ago he knew he was going to be putting the uniform on for the last couple of times. And of course, Garco has a tremendous baseball future ahead of him. But for a lot of these guys, it's the last time they're ever going to wear a uniform on organized ball.
Well, absolutely right. I mean, it's easy for us to focus on the guys that are going on the pro ball, but it's the other guys that, like you said, playing their last game.
And this is everything to them.
Yes.
Chris Carter, 2-1 with 1 out and nobody on in the Stanford 5th.
But with the education of these 2 schools, these 2 institutions, I think their futures are pretty bright regardless of what they end up doing.
A lot of these guys are ahead of schedule to graduate with ridiculously high GPAs and academic All-American honors, too numerous to mention. And Carter draws a base on balls. Of course, we always seem to have at least one Brainiac University out here. This year we have 2 in the finals. Stanford, of course, a much bigger school. The average SATs both above 1,400. And Rice with a 91% graduation rate. Stanford tied for second at 90. NCAA title. Stanford has always had an unbelievable overall athletic program. They excel in everything. Rice has never won a national championship. They can do it tonight. Runner goes. There's the throw. And you don't run on Justin Ruchte. You can forget it.
Well, they took the gamble thinking maybe Umber would come back with a fastball on 1-0, and they threw a breaking pitch. And Hall tries to make contact. It's a nasty hook. And they may have ran themselves out of an inning. Here's what our umpire, Randy Bruns, is seeing down there. And Justin Rutte, man.
Well, nice play by Enrique Cruz, too.
And that's a momentum killer, Mike. I mean, that just swings the whole game back to the other side of the field. And it was a nice play by Cruz. Didn't mean to ignore you on that, but that was a tremendous play.
Ruchte had thrown out 18 of 31 runners coming into the College World Series, and he has been almost letter perfect here. And there is Janish. Can this kid play shortstop or what?
Wow. Great arm.
Rice playing at the top of its game with that national championship on the horizon. We are proud to bring you the NCAA Championship Series from Omaha, Nebraska. Wayne Graham and his Rice Owls with a chance to win their first national title. Wayne didn't get to have a bird's eye view of most of the last game. He got the heave-ho for arguing a strike call to end an inning. And Austin Davis will lead it off here in the Rice 5th inning.
It's only the 3rd time in his career at Rice he's been kicked out of a game. First time this season.
And all he said was, I didn't say any of the magic words. I don't know what happened, but I was gone. There are certain things you can say to umpires. There are certain things you can't say to umpires.
Well, and to Wayne's credit, he said, well, you know what? The umpire's in charge of the game. If I said something wrong, then I deserve to go. I guess he did, because he went.
Then he ended up watching the rest of the game. It's like a groundskeeper's tool shed, which has a TV monitor in it. Not exactly plush accommodations for the head coach. This one's chopped over the mound. Could be a tough play. Lowry, and they're going to say it's foul at the plate. It is.
They're calling him out at first, but I don't know. The batter thinks it's a foul ball. Home plate umpire saying, I didn't get it. He's calling him out. Call him out.
Lowry still at the plate.
Home plate umpire Al Davis said, I didn't see foul ball, and he asked the other umps, and they said no, and so they're calling him out. Now, as deep as Lowry was, that's a base hit.
Oh, sure.
If Davis runs. Davis obviously must have thought it was foul ball. Now, the only one who can argue in college baseball is the head coach. So that's why you never see the players in confrontation. He's out.
Well, he thought it was foul at the plate. Lowry, to his credit, went ahead and made the play.
Well, let's get a good look. It's either going to hit his foot or the ball's going to be fair. So
he jumped like it hit his foot, but the replay, it didn't look like it.
I don't know. That was weird. That ball, I'm running. If it didn't hit me, that's a base hit. As deep as the second baseman was playing 2 steps in the outfield grass. It hits his elbow or something. Hey,
now, it may have hit him on the inside of the front foot.
It happens so quick, it's hard to actually say, to act as if it hit your foot when it didn't hit the foot.
Right. Tough call for a home plate umpire, though. Checked his swing.
And he asked around the diamond, and they all agreed that they didn't see anything. So, oh well.
To his credit, he asked.
Yes.
Jeff Blackington takes a fastball and hammers it on the ground to Lowry, and he throws him out. 2 gone here in the Rice 5th.
We asked yesterday's pitcher Wade Townsend what this win would mean for Houston. Here's what he said.
I look at it for all of Rice and the city of Houston in general. I mean, they've shown us great support throughout the year, and it means so much to our school and to our alumni that it's not just for our team, it's for the whole city of Houston.
And the city of Houston has embraced this ball club, much as the city of Omaha has embraced the College World Series every year. Another great crowd on hand here. And Townsend prominently displayed placards, T-shirts, you name it. 2-0 to Dane Bubella, who was walked and grounded out.
Well, you got the second baseman. This is how deep Lowry plays with left-handed hitters. And that's how deep he was playing against Davis on the ball off his foot. That's why I was saying I'm running on that ball because there's no way in the world he's going to charge and throw you out.
What is this, the 8th Stanford game of the College World Series? Not one bunt towards second base. Not a drag bunt by a left-hander, not a push bunt by a right-hander. And he can almost shake hands with the right fielder.
It's absolutely amazing that they've been able to get away with that all week long.
Carlos Quentin, of course, with the very bad arm out in right. And Lowry has to act as his caddy if anything goes out there. So they're trying to separate cut down the distance a little bit between he and the right fielder. And there's a base on balls to Dane Bubella.
Thinking about this being the 8th game for Stanford here at the College World Series, that's the problem you fall into when you lose and go into the loser's bracket and have to fight your way back to the championship round. Rice, on the other hand, swept through their bracket, and that's why they were set up to come to the championship round and play a lot fewer games than Stanford.
And it stresses your pitching staff so much more.
Shows how deep this Stanford team is. You come back out of that loser's bracket and be in your 8th game and still have your pitching rotation set up.
Ruckty now at the plate. And in this situation, the second baseman Lowry has to come back in close enough so that he can get a force play at second base. Season high for the Stanford pitching staff, and walks line to left. Putnam going back, it's off the wall. Bubella, who was running, turns third. Here's the relay throw to the plate, and he is out. Great play by Putnam. Boy, did he hustle it back in there, and then the relay throw was perfect.
Outstanding, and I like to play all the way around. You got to send this guy on that play, which Wayne Graham did, and Putnam playing to Karam perfectly. The throw to Tobin swoop, and this is what they practice all the time. You see Bubella coming home, but I'll tell you what, there's a Houster coming after him as he threw a bullet, and it's Rice 4, Stanford nothing.
Rice on top, 4-0. Stanford with only one hit in the ball game. They come to bat in the 6th.
About a great execution you're going to see on a play right here. Putnam lines himself up perfectly. See Swope show him, here I am with the target, and he throws the ball all the way in the air with the perfect tag by Garko. Now the play at the plate, if the catcher is blocking the plate before he has the ball, it's illegal. And that was all perfect, great execution, and great call by home plate umpire Al Davis. All the way around, just a tremendous play.
So 2 innings in a row, a runner has been thrown out at the plate for the Rice Owls. And both times they got very good hops off a wall to enable them to execute. But execute they did. And Swope, who was started off with a called strike on a breaking ball, stands in. There's another one, same place, perfect pitch. Let's go to Dave Ryan.
Mike and Harold, Wayne Graham is the head coach of Rice and a third base coach. He didn't hesitate for a moment in waving Dane Bubella home on that play on the base hit by Justin Ruckty. He said to us a moment ago in the dugout and heading down to the clubhouse, it was a great relay throw from Tobin Swope, and he never thought in a million years they'd be able to get Dane Bubella at home. But Bubella appeared, guys, to stumble a bit just rounding the bag when he took his cut on the third base bag heading home, and maybe that one step cost him on that play.
All right, thank you, David.
Yeah,
one
I
and
think you
2
got
to
send him
Swope.
2 there, Mike. Sorry
Oh, absolutely. With a 4-0 lead, you have so much pressure already built up on Stanford. Make the defense make plays, and they have so far.
It's a weird feel to this game. Even though Rice is up 4-0, it feels like they're in a tight 1-0 game.
Swope, hard hit down to third. Stansberry, the former shortstop, comes up and throws him out. Stansberry has played a very solid third base.
Pick that one. We've seen some great defense this week, all week long.
It used to be you would come out and see maybe the shortstop, the second baseman, center fielder were really good fielders. They're usually all of them former high school shortstops. And then it sort of went downhill after that. We're getting teams out here now where there is not a weak link anywhere defensively.
And the days of Charlie Brown and throw the guy out in right field, can't play, just throw him out there. Those are over.
Back to the top of the order, and Sam Fuld. Fuld is 0 for 2, line to first, grounded to first.
And again, Umber able to throw that first pitch strike, and particularly the break. The whole plate for him up and down. As you get a good look at his numbers tonight, he's been outstanding.
Umber's just playing catch, and he's only thrown 60 pitches in this ball game.
And he looks so at ease.
Doesn't he?
He doesn't. Randy, Mr. Newman there, Jeff Newman.
Good fastball from Umber. The book on him is that he is normally very unemotional on the mound. He is all business. And when he gets that curveball over, and he has today, he is virtually unhittable. 3-2 now after a fastball missed low to Fuld with Johnny Ash on deck, in the heart of the order coming up for Stanford if they can get something going here in the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Kyle, what are you picking up? What's the difference between his stuff today as opposed to when he faced the Longhorns earlier in the week?
Well, I think the biggest thing is something we talked about earlier is he's comfortable out there, but he's comfortable because he's getting ahead of guys. His ability to throw that breaking ball for a strike. He's mixing some great changeups throughout the game, and really the only pitch he's had any kind of problems with is his fastball. I mean, he's kind of pitched off his off-speed stuff, but so far it's really worked.
I've been impressed, Mike, with how he's been able to throw that breaking ball. I think that's one of the first pitch balls he's thrown in probably about 3 innings.
Really is. And Nash takes it outside. He's 0 for 2. Fastball. This one catches the corner at the knees.
Well, here's a good look at the strikeout to Sam Fold. This is a little split finger. He's got him out in front. I mean, he's mixing it all. When you're able to throw all your arsenal for strikes, it's a beautiful thing.
That was his first strikeout of the ball game, and this is a called strike to Ash, 1 and 2. That was a pitcher's call there.
Yeah, when you're around the plate and you're throwing strikes, and all of a sudden you're able to start adding a couple inches here or there, now you're going to get that pitch.
That's the one that has impressed me the most, that 12-6 curveball that's got that nasty hook to it. Back-to-back strikeouts, his first 2 of the ball game. Stanford goes quietly in the 6th, and we'll go to the bottom of the inning with Rice 4, Stanford nothing. Back in Omaha for the College World Series, the deciding game in the best 2 out of 3 between Stanford and Rice. The Cardinal trail 4-0. Rice coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Before Wayne Graham came to Rice, there were no expectations for Rice baseball. Now he has had them back here in the College World Series 4 times in 7 years and got a chance to win a national title. At Stanford, Mark Marquis has built the expectations to an incredible level because he won College World Series championships in '87 and '88, runner-up in 2001 or 2000 and 2001. And some of the people following Stanford baseball are saying, how about lately? We haven't won anything lately. Here's Colcourse with a screamer. And he'll gimp into second base with a stand-up double.
He's really set the table tonight. Couple walks, double. Even getting thrown out on the plate on the pass ball. Just the energy that this young man brings to this club. And playing injured. Just you look out there and to physically see him limping around, it inspires you to be on his team.
Sure does. Rice looking for a little insurance, and Stansberry, who has bunted twice in a row, one for a base hit, the last scored as a sacrifice, will be up looking to do it again, you would imagine.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest bunt of them all right here because you're going to move a man to third base with no outs. With 1 out, I should say. If he gets it down. There's none now, but if he gets it down, it will be 1 out.
We were just talking about coaches who had won championships. How about Rod Dedeaux, the legendary coach at USC? He won 10 College World Series championships.
Hey, Tiger.
Yeah.
Every time you see him, he's, hey,
nice
Tiger.
Man. Nice man.
Great man. Wow.
Got more stories.
Between him and Tommy Lasorda, I don't know who has more stories. Ambassadors of baseball.
Conjures up memories of great players like Freddie Lynn, who roamed center field out here.
I don't get this strategy.
Well, maybe they're assuming Sinise is up next and he's not going to bunt, but you're putting a guy on, and that pitch was dangerously close to the strike zone.
Well, they're going to give you an out. So why not take the out? And if I want to walk somebody, I walk Sinise, and then I try to get a double play with Cruz. Instead of going first and second now, I put myself into a major jam, and I bring a guy to the plate who's been scuffling to give an out of. I want him to swing the bat if he's not swinging the bat like he's capable of.
This is before the game when Rod Dedeaux is talking to Wayne Graham, sharing a little knowledge. There's some experience there, isn't there?
It really is. They're probably pre-discussing this strategy.
And does Wayne Graham look like a cross between Casey Stengel and Sparky Anderson to you? He does to me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think I have ever seen an intentional walk in that situation before, with a runner at second, nobody out. The obvious intention would be to sacrifice. So they put 2 on with nobody out, already down 4. And you bring up Sinisi, who is starting to get that swing back. He's had some good cuts in the last couple of games after that hideous slump he was in.
Well, you're taking a big gamble and saying that, okay, we're going to trust this kid can't hit. Now, hold on. He's one of the top hitters in the country. And if he happens to fall behind and not get a pitch that he wants, now it gives you the option to go ahead and drop a bunt.
There's a Tony Gwynn jersey, speaking of tremendous hitters.
I wonder what Tony's thinking on this strategy over there.
Sinisi singled his last time up. Also flied to left and walked. He has only driven in 2 in the College World Series. Came in with 57. Got a chance here, though.
I'm absolutely puzzled. We'll see what happens.
Right with you. And you said last time you wouldn't think Sinisi would be asked to bunt. Same thing this time?
I think he's going to let him swing again.
Takes that one low from Manship. Maybe they think they can induce Sinisi into a ground ball double play.
You know, Mike, the only thing I can think of is when he hit Justin Turner, the right-handed bunter, maybe he didn't want him to throw to a right-hander bunt in that situation. That's the only thing I can think of.
I can't imagine that. Then it would be almost impossible to send him out there because he's going to face that situation. But he's missed the first 2. It's 2-0. Regardless of the strategy, the situation is runners at first and second with nobody out, and the power hitting Sinisi at the plate with a 2-0 count against a right-hander. Called strike. And Sinisi, as he was in an earlier at bat, not just up there hacking, he's being selective about it.
Well, even if you get the double play here, say he hits into a ground ball double play, you're still going to have a runner at third base. Johnny Ash is way up in.
Ball 3. Well, if he issues a walk, the strategy would totally backfire and load him up again.
It just doesn't make any sense any way I slice it. I'm trying to think here. Now, I know they're at a higher learning institution, but that's tough to follow.
Through the hole in the left field, base hit. Putnam will come up to hold the runner at third. Putnam has already proven how quickly he gets there and what a good arm he has. And Sinisi comes through with a base hit to left to load them up with nobody out for Enrique Cruz. Harold, you may be right. At Stanford and Rice, they're probably able to outthink us at every turn, but I haven't figured that one out yet.
I don't know. Now he's going to take him out of the ball game here. They're going to make a pitching change.
And we are going to have a pitching change. Mark Marquis has already made the signal to the bullpen. So Manship came on and got Romanzik out of a lot of trouble. But his night is done. And Drew Ehrlich out of Merced, California, a junior 6'5", will come on to pitch. And he has not been in a ball game since May 13th. We'll check on Ehrlich's numbers when we come back. And this is what they are playing for. The championship trophy at the College World Series. Back at the College World Series, and the scoreboard showing you the new pitcher for the Stanford Cardinal. And he is Drew Ehrlich, who has not thrown in more than a month. And he comes in a pressure-packed situation. 6'5", 235, a junior from Merced, California. Only pitched in 13 games. And only 19 in the third innings.
Well, we saw the two freshmen struggle right out the gate. It'll be interesting to see what he does having such a long layoff.
Bases loaded, nobody out for the hot-hitting Enrique Cruz, who they haven't pitched to today. He's walked 3 straight times, and Jose would love to see him get a hold of one. Ehrlich just misses with a fastball.
And Darko didn't look too good catching that ball right there. It looked like he was crossed up a little bit.
What a pressure cooker for Ehrlich to walk into. Team's already down 4-0, bases loaded, nobody out facing the cleanup hitter at the College World Series. Pass the third baseman into left field. 1-run home. Putnam can't handle it cleanly. 2 runs are home. The throw to third is off target, and Rice is up 6-0.
I don't know, Mike. I still go back to that strategy of walking the man, that you take your out when they're going to give you an out. And
whatever it was, it backfired.
Anytime you can get an out, you take it. He just gets a nice little chopper over third baseman. Now things start to happen here. Putnam throws off the line, and Cruz, tremendous job of advancing to second base. And now they're second and third with no out.
And how about Sinisi hustling to third, forcing them to try to throw him out? He got in there. Cruz goes to second on the throw. Now second and third with nobody out for Giannis. And a chance to deliver a run to make it 7-0.
The infield's drawn in, so hit the ball sharp somewhere. You got a chance to pick up 2 more runs.
The old rule of thumb is with the infield in, your batting average goes up 100 points. So Giannis is now a .391 hitter.
Nice pitch right there.
Yes, it was.
Very nice. Now, one thing Stanford does do is once a week, Monday or Tuesday during the season, they scrimmage. And that's how they try to keep extra guys like Ehrlich opportunity to throw in games. And they play game situations.
Can hardly match this, though. Driven to deep center. Fold goes back. Can't get there. This will bring 2 home on a stand-up double. 8-0 Rice. And that ball was creamed.
Got all of it, no doubt.
He looked like a .391 hitter.
You're absolutely right. And I tell you what, I thought Sam Fold was going to get to that ball, and so did Enrique Cruz on his route. He went back to tag up and still scored. That's great base running. Here's Giannis, tremendous swing. He thinks it's going to get caught. That's how good Sam Fold is out there, but the ball carried. And Cruz came all the way around after starting this run, standing at the base to tag up.
So Ehrlich comes in, touched for a couple of base hits, a 2-run single and a 2-run double. And Mark Jeckman was only pitched 8 1/3 innings all year long. Will come in to pitch for the Cardinals. This inning started with a double by Colkhorst, and then with Stansberry at the plate, who everyone in the house expected to sacrifice. They walked him intentionally. It has gone downhill from there, and Rice has taken an 8-0 lead in the College World Series. Rice has broken it open here in the 6th, 8-0. Let's check in with Alex Flanagan. Alex?
Well, Mike, we talked at the top of this game about the raw emotion coming into this game. We told you also about Wade Townsend and Ryan Garko arguing yesterday, exchanging words. Well, just moments ago, after those runners crossed the base, the two started going at it again. No indication of who started it, but Ryan Garko and Wade Townsend kind of meeting, exchanging words with one another. Extremely, a lot of passion going on down here. You can just feel it. It's raw, Mike Harold.
All right, Alex, thanks very much. And that's baseball. It's the way you play.
It's college baseball more than anything. It's who's got the best line.
Austin Davis foul tipped at the plate. And this is Mark Jeckman, the new pitcher. Davis 0 for 3. Rice closing in on a dream that few at that university probably would have thought possible a few years ago, a national championship in a team sport for a school that was far more known for its academic achievements than on the athletic field. Breaking ball hangs inside. Jeckman is a kid with a lot of good stuff. Started the year in 2002 in the Stanford rotation. But as we told you, they are going to guys who have not seen action here in the College World Series and people we didn't expect to see. Deep to left, Putnam all the way to the warning track will make the catch. And there's Jeckman, 6'9", 2. Are all pitchers enormous these days? Do all pitchers look like defensive ends used to?
This kid turned down a lot of money out of high school to come to Stanford, which is not a surprise. A lot of their pitchers do that. And last year as a freshman, he was in the rotation for a little time you were talking about. But he's really not been used as much as he would hope to have.
Only 8 in the 3rd innings, 8 appearances. And now Blackington with 1 out and a runner at second. Rice on top, 8-0 in the 6th. And the way Umber has pitched, 2 might have been good enough. 8 looks real good. Rice, 19 base runners tonight. Stanford has had but 3, only 1 of those on a base hit. Fastball toward the second baseman. Bad hop on Lowry. Comes up and can't make a play.
That's what happens sometimes when you play so deep. It hits the lip of that grass and ate him up.
Love him or hate him, you got to watch him. The opinionated Jim Rome is back on ESPN. Not afraid of anybody, doesn't back down, and tells it like it is. Rome is burning. Presented by Original Coors, Tuesday at 7 Eastern. For more, log on to ESPN.com. And right now, Stanford's chances are burning. 1st and 3rd, 1 out in the 6th. And Bubella with a chance to deliver yet another run. Mark Jeckman on trying to shut down the rally. Big cut by Bubella on the fastball.
Well, now all of a sudden it's like you woke up a sleeping giant. They're taking every big hack.
Well, you know they have visions of that trophy already. 8-0 in the 6th. This would be a remarkable accomplishment for this team and the coaching staff. And they brought an awful lot of people with them. Fouled at the plate.
Every time that I didn't expect the Rice offense to step up and score that many runs, they've done it. You know, they figure out a way to do it. They manufactured tonight. They took a lot of pitches. They walked their way around, and then finally they got a big base hit to break it open.
Bubella has walked twice. At times, it seemed like everybody in the order walked twice, and then Bubella delivers the base hit to right and gets another run home. 9-0 Owls. Giannis scored easily from third. Bubella delivers, and now it's up to Ruckty as they have batted around again here in the sixth. Being in the dugout of 9-0 games is a lot of fun if you have the 9.
Yeah, if you don't.
If you got the nothing, it's a morgue in there. And that's what it looks like. And at this point, there is absolutely nothing any of your coaches can say to you about go out there and have some fun.
Boy, you're not kidding. They're just trying to get out of this inning right now. Maybe get the offense back in there and get a chance to hit for about a half an hour and drive in some runs.
Ruckty 1 for 3. Checks a swing on a breaking ball, and it's 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. Nothing but smiles in the Owls bullpen, and Cunningham and Dyer are up. Cunningham was the left-hander we had expected at least a couple of times in this series as a starter, but he had problems earlier in the year and has just disappeared from the pitching rotation. Strike call on Ruckty.
And sometimes the game will dictate how the umpire has to call it too. It's a 9-0 ball game. Anything close right now, you better be hacking.
Fastball fouled down the right side and back into the seats.
They need a ground ball right here. I doubt if they start the runners. I'd be very surprised with it being 9-0. Sometimes it can be 9-0 and it's tight, and there's other times it's ugly. This is an ugly 9-0 right now.
And he lost him. Bases are loaded again. And the Stanford Cardinal has gone through Romanzik, the talented left-hander, their closer, Matt Manship, followed by Drew Ehrlich and now Mark Jeckman. And Manship was the only one who was effective at all.
Well, it's interesting with Jeckman, they've had him throwing breaking balls 0-0, 1-0, and that's put him in the hole. He hasn't pitched that much. We were showing that earlier. I think you just got to go ahead and take your chances, and hopefully if somebody hits it hard, it's at somebody. Other than that, you got to challenge guys.
Colkhorst 2 for 2 with 2 walks. And now the base is loaded. And Colkhorst to left. Putnam going back toward the track. Dives. Can't get it. That gets 2 more home. You said something hit hard? That was hit hard.
Man.
A 2-run double for Colkhorst.
We might be looking at our MVP right here. He's done everything you want in this series. And now he comes up with another RBI double. Putnam never quitting. Tremendous effort. Almost came up with it. Wow. This is a nightmare for Stanford.
And here comes Mark Marquis. He's worn a path to the mound in this ball game. 11-0 Rice. And we will have another pitching change. It will be Johnny Dyer. Stanford trying to find someone who can get a couple of outs and end this inning. But they are already in an enormous hole. The Rice Owls inching ever closer to their first ever championship. They are up 11-0. It has become a blowout, 11-0. Rice on top of Stanford. Rice still batting in the bottom of the 6th. And the 5th Stanford pitcher of the night is on, sophomore Johnny Dyer from San Antonio, Texas. This is his 16th game of the year. He's only pitched 19 1/3 innings. And to say the least, this has been a bizarre inning if you're a Stanford fan.
Bizarre. Saying it lightly. Wow.
Stansbury, the 11th man to bat in the inning. This one's popped up shallow center. Could be trouble, and caught by Fold, who had a long run to get there for the second out of the inning. Let's check in with Dave Ryan. David?
Well, Mike, for this entire College World Series, no one, and we mean no one, has been more enthusiastic in the Rice dugout than this guy, Greg P. Mitchell. He's the Rice student equipment manager, a junior from Riverside, Connecticut, and he's the roommate of Rice ace reliever Dave Aardsma. Now, last year, the team did not have an equipment manager, so the position was posted near the Rice baseball office, and Greg went right to it, directly to head coach Wayne Graham, and got the job. Guys, he's been most hard worker on this team, according to Dave Aardsma and his teammates, and never stops running for anything. The guys need a Band-Aid or a piece of tape, anything for their bats, their gloves. He's sprinting to get it, and he's had so much fun all series.
You know, Dave, you just hope that the players appreciate a guy like that who does so much for them in a role like this. Ground ball is short, and Swope will throw him out. The inning is finally over, but so much more damage is done, and they are hopping in the Rice dugout with an 11-0 lead. Back in Omaha, and we want you to take a look at some of the people responsible for all the great baseball we have been able to bring you on ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN HD from Omaha. Crew call on a doubleheader day, which has been most days out here, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're held at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Bunch of extremely talented men and women who work very, very hard. We'd like to think we work hard out here, certainly not as hard as they do, and these are the best people in the business, and I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. They are absolutely incredibly talented human beings who just work themselves to death because they love this event, and they love Harold Reynolds.
They've been great.
That's why they do it.
Yeah. They have been fantastic. We got 20 cameras around the ballpark.
Carlos Quentin will lead it off for Stanford in desperate straits as we go to the 7th. I also want to thank Tom McNeely and Scott Johnson, our producer and director, the day crew producer and director, Aaron Owens and Brad Sheldon, all the announcers, Jeff Brantley, as there's a ground ball to third, and Stansbury, nice play. Jeff Brantley, Dave Barnett, Sean McDonough, Dave Ryan, Alex Flanagan, Kyle Peterson, Tony Gwynn up here in the booth, Marty Aronoff, Dave Dare working with stats and stage managers, people who have just been an absolute delight to work with. And Harold, it's always a pleasure to be out here with you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, man.
It's fun.
They make us look good, don't they?
And that's an effort.
It is.
After all, we showed your baseball card. People know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Paul Griego and his wife Karen, just some of the people in the stands who support this event to an nth degree. Omaha has embraced this since it started coming here. It belongs here permanently. This ball is smoked to the gap in left center. Rolls all the way to the wall. And a stand-up double. One of the few balls that's been hit hard off of Umber.
And now's the time you start thinking about your last at bat in college and different things like that for Garco. And he may get up again, but maybe not. And he sit here and at least he knows he hit that double. His last AB, and I know that was going into his mind when he went to the plate.
Only the second runner past first base. Putnam stands in. Umber has allowed only 2 hits. We are in the 7th inning. His control has been superb. And you come out and pitch a game like this for the national championship, you got to tip your cap to this kid. This one's lined to left and drops right in front of Colcourse to hold the runner at third. First and third with 1 out.
Well, a lot of times when you get 11-0 lead, you change your game plan just trying to throw strikes, and that is one of the reasons Stanford started to jump on him. He had such a great plan at the beginning of the game, throwing a lot of off-speed pitches for strikes, getting ahead of the hitters, and he took those offensive counts away from the hitters, and now all of a sudden you get 11-0 game, you got to go after guys, and that's what he's doing. Right. He's pitching according to the situation.
Here's Lowry, and of course in the Rice dugout is David Aardsma, a superior closer. And Umber's only thrown 75 pitches through 6 1/3. There's that great breaking ball for a called strike.
And there's no panic in Wayne Graham. I think he understands that situation. There's nobody up in the bullpen.
Lowry slowly hit towards second. Cruz has 1 play to first as the run scores. And Stanford finally breaks that scoreless spot. They're on the board, but it's 11-1.
Really doing some pitching if he's making lumber out of this aluminum.
Well, he has done a superb job. The shutout's gone, but he still has a 10-run lead. That one is crushed, but right at Sinisi. Carter got all of it, but Sinisi again perfectly positioned and makes the catch.
Well, they're very familiar with each other now. You play a series. That's what's difficult to do, is hit when you play a series, because guys are going to position themselves in the right place. And once again, Sinisi's standing there, and that was a missile hit at him.
Sinisi, who made a couple of errors the other night and has made his only 3 errors of the season out here at the College World Series, is back to his normal, reliable himself. One of the biggest wins Rice has ever had came this year in the series against Texas. Let's take a look. 2-2 to Justin Ruckte. Right up the middle, base hit. Here comes Cavanaugh around third. It's over. And Rice has won it in the bottom of the ninth. 5-4. The defending champions are gone. And there's no more hook 'em in the horns.
That's incredible. Playing for the national championship, man, couldn't ask for anything more right now.
Hey, I get to play golf in Omaha. I've never got to play golf in Omaha. We got 2 days off. I get to play golf in Omaha.
Tell us how you feel.
To put us in the championship series and and get the game-winning hit like that, that's something you dream about when you're little. Great game.
And if you are the Rice Owls and you knock out the Texas Longhorns, that is a huge deal. They beat them 5-4, winning it in the bottom of the ninth. Then they beat Stanford in the first game of this best of 3, 4-3 in 10. They have won it in dramatic style, and they have won it in cruising style. The point is, they have won it, and right now they are up 11-1, and time is getting short for the Cardinals.
And after they beat Texas, Wayne Graham's first comment was, well, we may not win a national championship, but we're the champions of Texas.
That's right. And when it comes to recruiting, that's enormous. And recruiting is the lifeblood of the program, and Wayne Graham has been able to do it since he came to Rice They were something like 16-34 the year before he took over the Rice program. No tradition, had never won a conference championship, had never been to the NCAA, and now they are near the pinnacle of this sport. Fly ball straight away center, and Sam Full drifts with the wind and makes the catch for the first out off the bat of Cruz.
We've had some great games here all week long. The competition has really been equal.
It's one of the few blowouts of the entire 10 days. Stanford pitchers have been forced to throw 153 pitches tonight, more than double what Umber has thrown for Rice. Never changes. Pitching and defense wins.
Yes, it does. Doesn't matter what level.
And Stanford doomed itself early. They have given up 11 walks, only fanned 1. And really, it could have been worse than this. Rice had the bases loaded, it seemed, every time you turn around, and right in the back. Are they going to say he has to stay at the plate?
I think it missed him.
It missed him? Oh, I thought that got him.
No, but I think he threw at him. Now that one got him. That was a breaking ball, though. It looked like he ducked his shoulder into that one. Now the pitch before, I don't know if they're trying to send a message to him or what.
Oh, he did get out of the
ball's
way.
Behind him. Now Alex has talked about the bad blood brewing. The last thing you want to do if you're a Stanford batter is see your pitcher throw one behind a guy.
Yes, sir. Because with an 11-1 lead, you can go up here and plunk as many as you'd like.
Definitely get the last plunk.
Yes, sir. You go up, just hit him indiscriminately. Austin Davis 0 for 4. Toward Ash at third. Second for 1 on to first. Double play. Nicely turned by Ash and the second baseman Jed Lowry. That ends the inning. We have played 7 full at the College World Series. Back at the College World Series, where Rice has a commanding 11-1 lead, and we just had 11 beach balls thrown on the field in honor of each run Rice has scored. And that's Jack Deasing, the president of CWS of Omaha, Inc., and a driving force here at the College World Series, a guy who dedicates so much time to this event, and one of the guys who has made it such a tremendous success. I played golf with him 3 or 4 years ago. He can play too. Smart, and he's got a golf game. That's a tough combination.
I don't know where he finds the time, because he's been at work here, man.
Brian Hall stands in 1 for 2 in the Stanford 8th inning against Philip Umber. Hit to straightaway center and deep. Davis going back, still going back. 1 hop off the wall. And a stand-up double for Brian Hall.
Jumped on that first pitch fastball. Smoked it. That's that Stanford trademark, but when the game was tight, Umber was throwing a lot of breaking pitches first pitch. He kept him off that pitch.
Tobin Swope, the shortstop, will stand in with nobody out and a runner at second. 0 for 2 today.
That'll be interesting if he throws one behind Tobin Swope. Like they did their shortstop.
Bunts and foul. Well, if you were Rice, would you do that at this point, or you just get on with it?
Just get on with it. Play the game. Get on with it. I was surprised at the bunt right there.
Had to be for a base hit. The appeal to first, checked his swing. 1-1 to Swope. And Ardsma, the great closer, is up. Just in case, and they may bring him in the 9th anyway. Fastball for a called strike. 1-2 to Swope. The equipment manager is loving it. Never stops moving, does he?
No, he doesn't. People like that are invaluable. I mean, they're just...
Absolutely.
Can't replace them.
Fastball misses. 2-2 to Tobin Swope from Philip Umber, who is trying to win his 11th game of the year and the most important game of his college career. He has been sensational, giving up just 4 hits. Struck him out. Third strikeout victim of the game for Umber. Let's take a look at tonight's Pontiac high performance moment.
Well, it's definitely our pitcher, Philip Umber. He has been terrific to shut down this hot Stanford offense, and then he got some offense from his own team, helped him really settle down, and now I like how he's just pitching according to the situation of the game.
Back to the top of the order, and Sam Fuld, who is 0 for 3. Fuld still needs a hit to break that College World Series record. He's currently tied with Keith Moreland, 23 hits in a career here in Omaha. Umber has rarely been in trouble, only thrown 84 pitches, walked 2 and struck out 3. He has been superb.
And he's pitching on good days rest. The last time he pitched was Wednesday.
And that was the advantage for Rice to go undefeated through their bracket. It got them the extra day off. Their pitching staff was perfectly set for it.
Yes, indeed.
Fastball for a called strike. 3-1.
Sam Fuld looking for one more hit to break that career record at the College World Series.
It would be his 24th. And there it is. Sam Fuld is into the record books, and it drives in a run here in the 8th. Career College World Series hits for center fielder Sam Fuld.
Congratulations.
And it took a long time to break that record.
That's special, and the crowd is well aware of it here. They are so in tune in Omaha as to what is going on, and that's quite a record. We're talking about a lot of years of baseball, some kind of history.
And I'll bet Keith Moreland back in Austin, Texas is applauding as well. He's with Texas Radio Sports right now.
Absolutely. 24 hits. Couple things got to happen. One, you got to play in a pretty good program to get here.
That's right.
And then 2, you got to step up when it counts, and he's done both.
That's right, too.
Some great swing. Drives it right back up the middle.
And now John Mayberry Jr. is going to get a chance to swing the bat. 300 plus for the season.
There's the ball. Put that ball away for Sam. Put in his trophy case.
He's got some more baseball in him. Drafted in the 23rd round by the Cubs. So he'll have a chance to add to that souvenir collection. Mayberry from Kansas City, where his dad played for so long. Boy, Dad could hit, couldn't he?
Yes, he could.
Oh. Breaking pitch for a called strike. 1-1.
And Junior can hit too. He's going to be quite a player. Very athletic. He can play the outfield. They got him playing a lot of first base here. And he just got tired towards the end of the year. He played more games than he'd ever played in his life, and it's one of the reasons he wasn't playing here.
Bottom of the 8th in an 11-2 ball game.
See that there, man. Nice stroke.
That's a good cut. 1-2 to Mayberry. He's a big young man. That thing looks like a toothpick.
Yeah.
In his hands. Still not as big as Dad was, though.
My dad had some pounds on him, but he's got the height.
Big breaking ball foul outside of third.
Talking with John Jr. In the batting cage 2 days ago, and I said, you know, the most important thing for him this summer is going to be trying out for Team USA and all that. And I said the most important thing, and this is for all you youngsters out there too, is to play. You gotta play. It's great to be on these prestigious teams and stuff like that, but if you're not playing, it doesn't benefit you.
Foul away again by Mayberry.
You know, there's so many different summer all-star traveling squads, and if you're on an all-star traveling squad, that's great, but it's not good for you if you're sitting on the bench.
It's the only way you learn is to get out there and do it.
Absolutely. So hopefully he'll go play somewhere this summer and get about 300, 400 at bats.
Another 1-2 to Mayberry. Goes after a high fastball and fouls this back out of play, making Umber work here with one out and a runner at first. A run home in the Stanford 8th, but that only cuts it to 9. Cardinal hoping against hope. There is another miracle comeback. Called strike 3. Got him on a fastball.
We got him away, pounded him in for the first 4 pitches, and then he went back outside, and this is a great pitch. I mean, perfect location. Had something on it, reached back for a little extra, and that is a beautiful pitch.
And I love the way that Al Davis calls it. With the 2 hands up there, that is a neat move.
Yeah, it is.
That's just cool. Swing and a miss. When he calls a strikeout, it's very theatric, very dramatic, and he's fun to watch. Maybe you can recall off the top of your head the major league umpire who'd always get down on one knee to call strikes, which I loved. Ground ball to short. The force. Yanish to Cruz. The inning is over. Rice has one more Stanford at bat to get through with the national title on the horizon. Umber, a sparkling 8 innings here in Omaha. Go to the bottom of the 8th with Rice leading Stanford 11-2. The sun just getting ready to set in Omaha, and the sun just getting ready to set on the Cardinal chances. Cunningham is in to pitch.
Hey, what's up, Chip? What's up, Chip?
As the Stanford Cardinal has gone very deep into the bullpen in a desperate attempt to stem the tide, but have been unable to do it. Cunningham, a senior with really good stuff. He's only been in 11 games this year.
He's been the biggest mystery of the College World Series for Stanford. He's been drafted 3 times and started off the season real high on their pitching chart. And then he broke his hand and kind of fell out of grace with that hand being injured also. Thought we might see him a lot sooner than we are right now, but it's the way things go sometimes, I guess.
There was a question of whether he would start an earlier game, and we did not see him. He now will face the bottom of the order, Blackington, Bubella, and Ruckty, barring a pinch hitter for the Owls. Mayberry is in to play first, and Brian Hall switches over to third base. And there's a new shortstop. There's a Rice fan who's going to have to be told about it later. Now fill me in. I'm going to take a nap. Strike called to Blackington, the DH. Want to wish a happy birthday to Bobby May, the athletics director at Rice. It is his 60th birthday today, and it's going to be a day he is never going to forget.
Wow. Special gift. Be their first title in any sport.
How about that? And they certainly hired the right guy when they got Wayne Graham 12 years ago. They had no tradition at Rice. He built it. A lot of the time using the junior college system where he was so successful at San Jacinto, where he won 5 national championships. He works very closely with those coaches, works very well with them. Ground ball toward the hole and through for Blackington. Tonight's CWS Championship Series deciding game is on ESPN HD, ESPN's new high-definition service, presented by Philips and Best Buy. And whether you're watching a ball game or a movie on that screen, it just leaps out at you. Cunningham now facing Bubella. Dane singled his last time up. He's also walked. In fact, walked twice. This is hit to straightaway center, and Fuld is there for the first out. Now, if you're a hitter and you're up there and you have an 11-2 lead, everybody wants to get a hit every time they're up. But the pitcher's sitting in the dugout saying, guys, let's just get this over with so we get back out there and finish this ball game.
You're saying, well, you just sit over there and be patient, big guy. This is my last at bat of the season, and I'm trying to get a knock.
Trying to get that average up 2 points. Justin Ruckey with 1 on and 1 out. A chopper up the middle. Tough play. Meinecker bare hands and throws it away. And there will be runners at second and third. Hall, the third baseman, was coming over. The pitcher was going back. And Meinecker was coming in.
Well, I thought he came up with a great play, barehanding it. Looked like the third baseman might cut this off, but then he came barehand. I was thinking tremendous, and to miss Mayberry and pull him off, tried to dive for him. Looked like he came up with a full hand. You know, when you barehand a ball, it's going to be full hand. He never got the transfer to the 2 fingers and get a good grip to make that throw. That's why it sailed on him.
Runners at second and third, and Rice trying to add to that 11-2 advantage. Single and a throwing error. And Colkhorst, who's had another big night.
He gets my vote for MVP.
At the plate and in left field. Tough to pick anybody else, wouldn't it?
It really is. He's being on base, it seems like, every time, every night.
And I don't think Ruckey's going to get a hit on that last one. They're going to call it a 2-base throwing error on the new shortstop. And that one is high and behind him on a breaking ball that did not break. And even the most suspicious among us would not think there was a message in that pitch.
No. But I do think there was a message in the pitch to Giannis. You know, he tried to get hit yesterday's game, and they just picked out a spot and said, you want to get hit?
Here's
we'll
your
show you what it's
opportunity.
like.
Almost got him with a fastball in the back and then nicked him on the shoulder with a curveball the next pitch. Oh, beautiful breaking ball for a called strike.
He's looking to stick his arm in there. I mean, that's the biggest change I've seen in college baseball, where hitters try to get hit.
Colkhorst gets a hand the first time they've retired him all night long. And when it's 11-2, you can laugh at that.
Happy faces over there. No doubt.
Stansberry takes a fastball low. Runners at second and third with 2 out.
Stansbury was involved in the most controversial play without having done anything. He just went up there for a little bunt situation and ended up putting him on.
Threw into left field for a base hit. 1 run is home. Putnam can't handle in the left field, and 2 runs will score. Base hit and 2 RBIs for Stansbury. (13-2) Owls. And a big smile for Stansbury. Not yet, but close.
What these people have come so far, like you were talking about earlier, Mike, and they're just so excited about this baseball team. To see a situation where you're up 11 runs and it's almost academic what the final's going to be.
Sinisi with a chance to hit, this time against the left-hander Cunningham.
And the little guys are the ones that hurt more than the big fellas.
Yeah, he just can't stand to watch anymore.
I remember when I was a bat boy, man, you take that stuff home for a long time. Because you're close with everybody. You know, if you take an individual player, he hurts. But you take the bat boy, he's hurting for 25 people.
Sure, they're your heroes.
Absolutely.
He will also be able to look back on it as being out here and being in this series is a tremendous memory.
Yeah, it is. Well,
better to have lost in the championship series than not to have gotten here.
Well, plus another thing I think that we've learned through this 2 out of 3 experiences, you got to have a real deep pitching staff to come through the losers bracket, because you're going to play a lot of games to try to win that championship.
Amen. Sinisi 2 for 4 tonight. He is officially out of the slump. Takes this one up and in and draws a base on balls. So the Stanford pitching woes continue. They started in the first inning, and they have continued most of the ball game, reflective of the 13-2 score. And if Stanford can't make a comeback, and here's the largest margin of victory in a championship game, if Stanford cannot make a comeback, it will be the 3rd time in the last 4 years that they have lost in the final game here in Omaha. And that hurts.
Well, you work so hard, and it starts the day after the World Series. You know, these guys, sure. Garco and Quentin, who were here last year, Ash, Fold, they start thinking about the College World Series the day after you lose. We're going to go back next year, and we're going to win it. Now, that's 364 days to get back to that championship game on that 365th day, and that's a long time to carry that burden. A lot of work.
3-0. Had the green light and fouled it away.
Yeah, I don't agree with that right there. You don't cut a guy loose 3-0 right there, 13-2 game, as ugly as this is.
May have done it on his own.
May have.
Like you said, those hitters are up there trying to get that average up 2 points. What better play can you have than a 3-0 fastball in a blowout game?
Yep. Difference between college baseball and pro right there. Pro, he'd have been laying down on that 4th pitch. You better hit that 3-0 out of the ballpark.
Two out, 2 on for Enrique Cruz. Grounded foul outside of 3rd. And Wayne Graham booted it and looks upset with himself.
Probably wonder what Casey Stengel would be saying about him right now.
That's right.
Graham, you gotta have that ball.
He told some great Casey Stengel stories.
And the pleasure of playing for Casey Stengel with the Mets.
smoked up the middle for Cruz. A base hit to center field that will get another run home. Full with a strong throw to third. Look at that. What a great throw by Sam Fuld. A bullet on one hop to Brian Hall. We'll have the 9th inning coming up, and we invite you to stay with us for the NCAA trophy presentation, which we will also bring you, and our video tribute to why we continue to come back home to Omaha. Philip Humber has been special tonight. Special indeed. He has scattered 5 hits, allowed only 2 runs, while his teammates have taken advantage of some gifts from the Stanford Cardinal pitching staff. Walk after walk after walk, and then they started hitting the ball. And here's what the big 3 for the Rice Owls have done. Neiman, 16 innings. Townsend, 14 2/3. He was the only one they really got to at all. And Humber, so the best 2 out of 3. Everyone said coming in, pitching has always been so important here, but if you have a 2 out of 3 final, pitching is even more important, and I think they've proven that.
They definitely have proven that. You know, you think about it, Stanford, this is their 8th game, and for Rice, it's their 6th game. So when you can go with your 3 horses on schedule for your 6 games, the odds are pretty doggone good you're going to win. Stanford, on the other hand, we've seen what they've done with their pitching. They've had to mix match everybody, guys you hadn't seen since May, getting on the mound.
Garko hitting .403, and unless something dramatic happens, Garko is going to be the first player since 1991 to hit over 400 for the Stanford Cardinal. He has had a remarkable year. 3rd-round draft choice of the Indians. Humber is now up to 100 pitches. He's trying for his 2nd complete game of the season. That should be out number 1. Davis makes the catch in center field. 1 gone. Mom and Dad with a chance to watch their son pitch one of the best games of his life in the championship game of the College World Series. And now Donnie Lucy will come on to pinch hit. And I think this is a class move here, trying to get some kids an at-bat in the final game of the College World Series. Hitting for Putnam. And it's not like Putnam is a weak stick or anything.
No, I like the move, too. He's giving those guys an opportunity. You hate to come all the way to Omaha and not get on the field.
Hit to third. What a pick by Stansberry. Boys, he played some third base. The left side of that infield. You get one through there, you've creamed it. And a big smile on Stansberry's face.
Putting on a show.
It's like it's got a string on it and just goes right into the middle of his glove. 1 out away from their first ever national championship in any sport. John Hester is the pinch hitter. Stanford down to its last out. The freshman from Roswell, Georgia.
And how about Philip Humber going the distance in this ball game? The way he started off set the trend for the whole night. Getting that first pitch fastball for strikes, and then able to use that strike zone to his advantage.
And remember his first inning the other night, where he hit 3 consecutive batters. What a difference tonight, the way he started this game. Crowd cheering every pitch now. If it ends this way, it would be the most one-sided championship game in College World Series history. 14-2. That fastball for a called strike. 3-2.
Remember, they tried to let Townsend go the distance. He wasn't able to do it.
I think Umber's going to make it. Grounded to third. Stansberry. It's over. Rice has done it. Rice has won its first ever national championship. And there are the championship hats for the Rice Owls. And a bitter pill to swallow for the Stanford Cardinal. Runner-up at the College World Series, Harold, for 3 of the last 4 years. It's got to be tough to take.
Very tough. And, you know, the one guy that's having the most trouble with it is head coach Mark Marcos. He's there for every one of them. The kids change, but he continues to keep that program going. And it's got to be awful tough to keep coming back, but they will. They'll be back again. Count on that.
Rice has just proven something to the rest of the college athletic world the way Duke and Stanford had proven it before, and Notre Dame, that you don't have to cut corners. You can win it the right way, and you can win it all.
Absolutely right. And they've done a great job of combining classwork with baseball. And Wayne Graham, 67 years old. You know, they took a chance on a guy that, you know, they thought, hey, he doesn't have the experience, a little older, done a great job.
Let's get down to Dave Ryan. David?
Here is Philip Umber, the sophomore from Carthage, Texas. Your coach has talked about not wanting a shutout tonight for you. Maybe 7 good innings. You're able to provide 9 in a complete game. How does that feel in such a pressure-packed situation?
Feels awesome. I don't care if I'm in a complete game or not. These guys deserve this. They got awesome run support. That's all I needed. And we did it. Woo!
First ever national championship for your school. Is it more important for you, for the city of Houston, for the school? What means the most right now to you, Philip?
Everybody's loving it. That's all that counts. Everybody's loving it. We won. Woo! National champs.
Let's go to Alex Flanagan now. Philip Umber, pretty happy. You're the sophomore, Alex.
All right, I'm with Chris Colchris. I'm very excited, Chris Colchris. Chris, tell me, before I grabbed you, you said I have to give somebody a hug. Tell me who you hugged and what you said.
I had to go hug my 2 roommates, Dan Bubel and Justin Ruckty, both seniors. This is their last collegiate game they'll play. And I told them before the game, you know, it's our last game together. Let's just have some fun, let it all hang out. And I just had to talk to them.
Did you have any idea that you would have such a phenomenal series?
No, I mean, confident in my abilities, but it's a whole new ballgame when you get up here. And I felt we had a great team and was confident in my abilities, and it just worked out for us.
All right, Chris, it was phenomenal watching you. Mike, back up to you.
Alex, it was a lot of fun watching that young man play left field and hit a baseball. Hope you'll stay with us. We will have the NCAA trophy presentation and a video tribute to why we continue to come back home to Omaha. Hats off to Rice. They are the champions.
NCAA Championships on ESPN. The CWS Championship Series is brought to you by Nintendo GameCube. Born to play.
The Rice Owls winners tonight in Game 3 of the best-of-3 championship series, 14-2. Umber was magnificent. He went the distance on a 5-hitter. Got tremendous run support, and the Stanford Cardinal pitching came apart, walking one after another early in the ball game, letting Rice get out to that early lead. And I thought that was a key, Harold, because Stanford had jumped on top of them twice earlier in the series.
You're absolutely right. Getting that big start helped out.
Let's check in with Dave Ryan. He's down on the field. David?
All right, Mike and Harold, thanks so much. We're joined by Charlie Carr, the Division I Baseball Committee Chair, and Jack Deasing from the College World Series here in Omaha. We have a presentation, Charlie, for Wayne Graham, the winning head coach of Rice.
Wayne, On behalf of the NCAA, the NCAA Baseball Committee, Mr. Deasing, and the entire city of Omaha, we are so proud to have you and Rice University as the 2003 national champions. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coach Graham, 5 national championships at San Jacinto. That was junior college. This is your first ever Division I title. What are the emotions that are going through your mind right now?
This is the division I wanted to coach in always. I got here a little late, but we're doing all right now.
12 years the head coach at Rice and a longtime Texan. What does this mean for your city of Houston, your university, and the state of Texas?
Oh, that means a great deal. Texas had a great ball club. We had 2 great ball clubs in the state at this tournament. We're just glad we're the last team standing.
Pitching versus hitting, Wayne. We knew that was going to be a big key in this series. You had 3 outstanding starters in Neiman and Umber and Townsend. How about Philip Umber tonight? Did you think you could get a shutout from him?
I knew he had it under his belt, and he just calmed down and pitched a fantastic ball game against the best hitting team we've faced in a long time.
Mike, Wayne Graham is holding Rice's first ever national championship trophy in any sport.
When it's going to be held safely on the way back to Houston, where it will be on display. And Harold, you got to be happy for them and sad for Stanford at the same time.
Well, it's tough for Stanford, I know, but man, to win a championship for Rice, I just think it's incredible. And the first one in the institutions of everything they've done at Rice, that is just the greatest thing. But particularly for Wayne Graham, as far as he's brought this program, I thought it was great.
Congratulations to the Rice Owls, the 2003 NCAA Baseball National Champions. Coming up next on ESPN, it's Baseball Tonight. We have enjoyed so much bringing you all the action, the personalities, and the emotion from this year's College World Series. For Harold Reynolds, Dave Ryan, Alex Flanagan, Kyle Peterson, and our entire crew, this is Mike Patrick saying good night from Omaha. This has been a presentation of ESPN, and we enjoyed being back in Omaha.
When we took the field on a perfect day, it was right out of a dream. Never seen a sky so crystal clear, never walked on grass so green. And in the stands when they clap their hands, I can feel it in my chest. And they come from almost every state to find out who's the best. Well, it feels like it might be time somebody gives this game a rise. Throw me one across the plane, then I put it in another state, and that ain't no lie. When it all comes down to the final round, I'll be right here on this hill. Yeah, me and the boys gonna make some noise and give this crowd a thrill. So raise that flag, sing that song, throw me out a brand new ball. And there's nowhere I'd rather be than back home in Omaha.
And we'll see you next year from Omaha.